make believe, you become a liberal or a conservative. You are no longer a leftist.
That's correct. So I then began to ask black people, right? Because I think the people who would happen to know best how certain things affect the black community, well, who would it be? I don't know. Let's just say black people themselves. And they were dumbfounded, gobsmacked. But I would tell them that white leftists believe that obesity is due to racism. In fact, they accept the premise that black obesity is higher because they're in touch with the reality. And they, person after person, would say to me, the only reason why
they laughed at you. Every black he interviewed either laughed or just seriously dismissed the notion that white racism is responsible for black obesity. I mean, they just said basically, why don't they just eat better? Why don't they exercise? Why don't they? Of course. Now, by the way, just for the record, there are people who are obese, and it's not because they're eating Dunkin' Donuts by the dozen. I just want to make that clear. But that's true for whites and blacks. But to the extent that it is, what he's illustrating, Ami, is the white liberal, and I think liberals would join leftists on this, dismissal of black, as you put it, agency.
Yes.
That's and blacks don't. That's the point.
That's correct, and which makes the look. And if you want to look at it in a larger framing, it does confound us, you and I, and certainly most people in the conservative world, about why the black community continues to support Democratic policies, and that's a whole different discussion. But the point is that when you see the disconnect between left and black is when you see the opportunity to separate the black community from the Democratic Party, which has been taken over by leftists, right? What I told you now, with the video that I'm showing, is becoming, this is not the domain of just a small fraction of the left. This is becoming, as all hard leftist thought is becoming, it is mainstreamed into the bloodstream of the American left and the Democratic Party. You're seeing it more and more often, and that's the larger point and the more important point.
All right, so you need to do the same video and ask a whole bunch of whites, only whites, the same question about black obesity, and then ask them, how would you characterize your politics? And then show not just this time you show the difference between whites and blacks. Blacks having the healthier response. Show one between left and right. If you could find any conservatives in Manhattan, that might be a challenge. Folks, see the video at DennisPrager.com. Ami Horowitz